Would you enter a cave where over 13 people have vanished and were never found? If you go in, you could be next. This is what happened to 19-year-old Subhash Chandran, who planned to visit the Guna Cave with 8 friends. Their adventure quickly turned into a nightmare when Subhash fell into the depths of the cave where 13 others had met their end. None ever recovered. Now, you might be wondering, if the cave is so dangerous, why were they there? What mysteries lie within this deadly cave that has claimed so many lives? And most importantly, was Subhash saved? Let's find out. Before we dive into the video, I'd like to ask for your support by subscribing to our channel. Currently, only 8% of our viewers are subscribed, but your subscription helps us create more content like this. Simply click the subscribe button, like this video, and hit the bell icon to stay updated on our latest uploads. By doing so, you'll also help YouTube recommend our content to a wider audience. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. Subhash came to Coffe Canal in Tamil Nadu, India with his childhood friends. They were excited for a weekend filled with adventure, ready to create lasting memories together. The group, inseparable since childhood, was eager to explore the beautiful landscapes and hidden wonders of the area. Like every group of young men, they were full of energy and bravado, ready to take on whatever challenges lay ahead. They laughed, shared stories, and planned their next escapade, unaware of the lurking dangers. As they set out to explore Guna Cave, their spirits were high, but little did they know that this adventure would take a perilous turn, testing their friendship and resilience in unimaginable ways. India is home to more than 1,500 caves, many of which are famous for their religious significance and ancient art. While these caves vary in size, most are not very deep, typically ranging from 10 to 30 meters in height. When compared to average caves around the world, which can often reach much greater depths, sometimes even of 100 meters, Indian caves tend to be more accessible and are often explored for their historical and cultural value rather than extreme geological features. But all of this is different when it comes to Guna Cave. At an altitude of 2,200 meters, the Guna Caves are a breathtaking sight, surrounded by thick greenery that sparks curiosity and wonder. These caves are located near the beautiful Pillar Rocks in Coffe Canal. With a history that is both captivating and intriguing, these caves have captured the imagination of many. The locals also believe that these caves are connected to ancient Hindu stories and legends. Many think the caves have spiritual meaning, which adds to their mystery. Visitors often hear tales of gods and old events linked to this special place. However, there are also frightening myths that cast a shadow over its beauty. Some locals say that the spirits of those who have died in the caves still roam the dark passages, searching for peace or even revenge. Others share stories of strange sounds echoing through the chambers at night, whispers that chill the air, and footsteps that seem to follow you in the dark. These unsettling tales not only make Guna Cave more intriguing, but also bring a sense of fear, making it a captivating yet anxiety-inducing spot for everyone who dares to explore its depths. More recently, over 100,000 people visited the cave in February of 2024 alone. The Guna Caves, with their history, were first brought to light by British officer B.S. Ward in 1821. He was the one who named these caves as Devil's Kitchen, a title that hints at the cave's mysterious and intriguing nature. This name reflects not just how the caves look, but also the secrets hidden inside. The darkness around the cave adds to the mystery, leaving visitors wondering what is inside these caves, and what stories are waiting to be found in this fascinating place. The rocky ground and steep cliffs hid risks, with holes covered by leaves that could easily drop anyone. The cave is believed to go much deeper than 900 feet, with some saying that it might even be as deep as 3,000 feet, creating a complex network of passages that can be risky for those who explore too far. Since their discovery, the Guna Caves have led to the deaths of over 13 people, none of whom have even been recovered. For many years, the caves faded from public memory, lost in time and overshadowed by other attractions. But the time of the 1990s marked a turning point for Guna Caves. They were rediscovered and once again captured the interest of travelers and locals alike. This revival was largely due to the 1991 film Guna, starring the famous actor Kamal Hassan. The film showcased the stunning landscapes and unique features of the caves, bringing them back into the spotlight and sparking curiosity about this hidden place. One of the most famous cases was when the nephew of a central minister fell into the caves in 1996 and could not be rescued. Despite all the power and resources available, the rescue teams were unable to save him, or even recover his body because no one knew where the cave ended. This left many questions about the depth and darkness of the caves, adding to the mystery and danger surrounding this beautiful but treacherous place. Due to multiple incidents like this, safety measures were put in place around the Guna Caves. Metal railings and barriers were installed to help keep visitors safe and prevent accidents. However, even with these safety measures, the caves are still a place of mystery and danger. The depths are unknown, and the darkness can be scary. This background set the stage for what would happen next. On September 3rd, 2006, Subhash, along with his 9 friends, Sujit, Abhilash, Suji John, Anil Joseph, Krishna Kumar, Sumesh, Siksan John, Siju David, and Prasad P.S. all set off on an exciting journey to the Guna Caves. Inspired by the film's story, they wanted to explore the beautiful and mysterious caves. But, like many others, they didn't fully understand the dangers and risks involved. Their excitement to live an adventure, as shown in the film, put their lives at risk. The entry to the Guna Caves had already been blocked by the Forest Department to prevent anyone from entering. Clear signs were posted to warn visitors to stay safe, but these friends managed to bypass the barriers by sneaking through a gap in the fencing. Although they didn't understand Tamil, the local language spoken in Tamil Nadu, India, they recognized the signs were warnings but chose to proceed anyway, unaware of the full danger that awaited them. Then, in a sudden moment of chaos, Subhash lost his footing on the slick rocks and slipped, plummeting into a dark, deep part of the cave. At that moment, everything in the cave went quiet. His friends were in shock, and their laughter turned into a moment of worry for their friend. Now, when a person falls into a cave from that height, the results can be very serious and even life-threatening. Studies show that falls from heights of just 10 feet can lead to serious injuries like broken bones, concussions, and head injuries. In caves, where the ground is often uneven and filled with sharp rocks, the risk of getting hurt is even higher, making every foot of height potentially dangerous. For example, a fall of about 30 feet can lead to severe injuries such as spinal damage, internal bleeding, or serious brain injuries, which can be deadly without quick medical help. The tight spaces in caves make things worse. Their narrow paths and sharp edges can increase the risk of injury when someone falls. Moreover, caves are typically dark, which can disorient anyone who has fallen. Limited visibility makes it difficult to assess injuries or find a way out. The air quality can also be poor, with reduced oxygen levels in the deeper parts, adding to the sense of panic and making it harder for someone to stay calm after a fall. In that moment of worry, a frightening thought crossed their minds. What was happening to Subhash in the darkness below? They rushed to the edge, calling out Subhash's name, but the only reply was the echo of their voices. Fear gripped them as they realized that he might have died from the fall. Panic set in, and a few of Subhash's friends quickly ran to find help. But when these young boys reached the locals, they found out that nobody wanted to risk their lives by going into a cave that has no clue of estimated height. Everyone knew how risky it could be, and the deaths that had happened before in this cursed cave. The boys felt helpless. Realizing that they needed assistance, they decided to go to the police station to ask for help, hoping the authorities could find a way to somehow rescue Subhash. The police officers knew that the area was fenced off and that entering was not allowed. They were aware that many people had already lost their lives in the cave, and none had ever even made it out. Because of this, they didn't take the report seriously and assumed that Subhash must have been dead by now. However, to keep up with the report, they decided to do a quick check at the site of the incident. When the police arrived at the cave, Subhash's friends were very anxious. They explained what had happened, and they desperately asked the officers to save their friend. Just then, one of the friends who was standing close to the incident site and was calling Subhash's name continuously claimed that he heard Subhash shouting for help from deep inside the cave. He urged the officers and his friends to listen closely, hoping that they would take his words seriously and do something. The officers heard the call for help and exchanged worried looks, feeling pulled between their doubts and the urgency in Subhash's call. Realizing that the situation might be more serious than they first thought, they agreed to take a closer look. The rest of the friends in the group held on to hope, believing that Subhash would make it out alive, and they all prayed that help would come in time. The police didn't have any special equipment or experience for situations like this. Many news reports claimed that the police showed little interest because of the previous incidents that had happened in the cave, and they were clearly not willing to risk their life to save someone who had fallen into the devil's kitchen. With each passing moment, Subhash's friends felt a growing mix of fear and frustration. They knew that they had to act quickly. Time was slipping away, and the darkness below was full of unknown dangers. The officers told Subhash's friends that they believed that it was too dangerous and that rescuing someone would be too risky. When the boys saw this lack of interest from the police authorities, it left them feeling even more worried, as all they wanted to do was everything possible to save Subhash. Right after the police authorities showed no interest in helping, Subhash's friends contacted the fire services and the forest department for help. They explained all the details of the incident and urgently asked them to start a rescue mission as soon as possible. Rescue operation. As the fire and forest department vehicles rolled in, whispers spread through the crowd, and the incident quickly became the talk of the town. Everyone was worried about Subhash and hoped that he would be found safe. With the sun setting, the shadows grew longer, making the cave seem even more scary. The darkness made it hard to see, and no one knew how deep the cave really was, or where it led. Tension filled the air as everyone waited anxiously for the rescue team to take action. The biggest question on everyone's mind was how were the rescue teams going to get Subhash out? Just like the police, the rescue officers were also nervous about going into a cave that was completely dark and had no signs of life. They worried that even if they threw a long rope into the darkness, it might not help. After all, no one had ever come back alive from that depth. The uncertainty made everyone anxious, and doubts filled the air. As they talked about their options, it became clear that this rescue would be difficult, and they were clearly running out of time. As minutes turned into agonizing hours, and with no hope in sight, Seju David made a life-changing decision. He would descend into the abyss himself. The officials quickly said no, explaining that he didn't have any professional training. They worried that if even the trained officers were hesitating, they still couldn't risk another person's life. However, as time passed and none of the officers agreed to go down, they realized that they had no choice. Seju David was determined, and despite their concerns, they had to let him go into the cave, hoping for the best. They attached a 50-foot rope to David and equipped him with lights, knowing that this was no ordinary cave. Slowly, he began his descent, 6 officers holding the rope tightly for safety. As he went deeper, he looked around, but he saw no one. The silence was unnerving, and the absence of Subhash's voice made him panic more. Each moment felt like an eternity as he called out for Subhash, but there was no answer. When he reached the end of the rope, he quickly asked the officers up above for another one, desperate to go further into the darkness. His determination to find his childhood friend pushed him onward, even as uncertainty hung heavily in the air. He had to keep searching, hoping to bring Subhash back to safety. But the officers said no to David's request, unsure of where another 50-foot rope might lead. They told him to come back right away because they were worried. David shouted back, saying that he would either die down there or find his friend, but he wouldn't come back without him. Time slipped away as the darkness grew thicker around him. The officers looked at each other, feeling the pressure of his desperation. Just as the last bit of light faded, they realized that they had to do something. In a quick moment of decision, they rushed to prepare another rope. The tension was high as they tied it off, knowing that this was David's last chance. David's heart raced as he felt the new rope come down, each second stretching on as he braced himself for the unknown. Would he find his friend before it was too late? After going about 80 feet down, he turned on his flashlight and swept the beam across the rocky walls. Suddenly, his heart sank as he spotted a figure lying on the ground. It was Subhash, and he looked badly hurt. Panic rushed through David as he hurried closer, his mind racing with worry. Was his friend okay? As he knelt beside Subhash, the dim light showed his friend's pale face and the bruises on his body. David felt the weight of time pressing down on him. He had to act fast. He quickly attached the rope around Subhash and called the officers to pull them up. Everyone was in shock as they all held the rope tightly, using all of their strength to lift both of them out of the cave. Once they reached the surface, it was clear that Subhash's condition was very serious. Without wasting any time, they rushed him to the hospital, their hearts racing with worry. The doctors worked quickly, and, thankfully, Subhash was saved. Relief washed over everyone as they realized that their friend was going to be okay, and gratitude filled the air for David's brave actions. Subhash became the only person ever to be rescued from Guna Caves, raising a haunting question. Had previous rescuers exhibited such unwavering courage, could they have changed the fate of the 13 who perished? David's bravery is a powerful reminder of what true friendship looks like. His determination to help a friend in need inspires us all to reflect on the strength of our bonds and the lengths we would go to for those we care about. Now, we want to hear from you. Would you ever visit the Guna Caves after learning about this story? In the heart of northern Alabama lies Stevens Gap Cave. Two friends, both soldiers, ventured into this mysterious cave for some adventure. As they descended into the darkness, eager to explore the depths below, something went terribly wrong. A sudden mishap fell one of them down into the abyss. What followed was a chain of events that no one could have predicted. Stay with us as we unravel the chilling story of their fateful journey into Stevens Gap Cave. Hidden away in the peaceful countryside of northern Alabama, Stevens Gap Cave is a special place located near the small town of Woodville. This beautiful cave, found on private property, is in the heart of Jackson County and is part of the Southeastern Cave Conservancy's (SCCI) efforts to protect and preserve the natural wonders of the region. Even though it's becoming more popular, the cave is still a bit secret, with only a small, simple sign marking its entrance. As you drive down the quiet road, keep your eyes open for a small gate that shows the start of your adventure. Beyond this gate, a gravel parking area with a picnic table waits for you, offering a short moment of rest before you start your journey into one of the Southeast's most loved caves. Stevens Gap Cave is renowned for its breathtaking 143 feet pit, which has become a favorite among cavers. The cave also features a massive walk-in entrance that draws hikers, photographers, and outdoor enthusiasts from all over. The view from the walk-in passage is simply stunning, with the pit offering one of the most photographed wild cave scenes in North America. The light filtering through the keyhole in the cave's ceiling creates a mesmerizing beam that illuminates the natural pedestal below, offering a scene of unparalleled beauty. It's no wonder that this cave is a popular spot for both amateur and professional photographers, capturing the essence of nature's artistry. The cave's main attraction, the entrance pit, is a challenge that only those with vertical climbing skills can conquer. Reaching the bottom requires special equipment and knowledge, as cavers must rappel down the steep drop and then climb back up the same rope to exit the cave. The descent is not for the weak, but for those who are experienced and prepared, it offers a thrilling and rewarding experience. For those without climbing expertise, the walk-in passage provides an equally impressive experience. This short but steep and sometimes slippery trail leads visitors to a viewpoint about 50 feet above the cave floor. Here, you can look down into the depths of the pit, marveling at its grandeur while taking in the surrounding beauty. However, caution is crucial. Footing can be uncertain, and the edge is not far away. One of the unique features of Stevens Gap is its dual entrances. Adventurers can choose to either walk in through the spacious, scenic passage or rappel down alongside a stunning waterfall. The presence of these two entrances makes the cave accessible to a wider range of visitors, whether they are seeking a leisurely hike or a more challenging caving experience. The walk-in entrance is especially popular for those who want to explore the cave without the need for ropes and harnesses. Whether you are an experienced caver looking for your next challenge or a nature enthusiast eager to witness the beauty of the cave, Stevens Gap offers an unforgettable experience. The combination of its dramatic pit, the enchanting light beams, and the natural splendor of the surrounding landscape make it a must-visit destination for anyone exploring the caves of the Southeast. As you plan your visit, remember to take all necessary precautions, respect the natural environment, and prepare yourself for an adventure that will leave you with memories to last a lifetime. Stevens Gap Cave, a stunning natural wonder located in northern Alabama, is known for its breathtaking beauty and challenging rappelling opportunities. But in 2019, on the evening of Saturday, July 6th, what should have been an exhilarating adventure turned into a heartbreaking tragedy. Two men, both U.S. Army soldiers stationed at Fort Campbell, Kentucky, had traveled to this remote cave near Woodville for a day of exploration and rappelling. Unfortunately, one of them, 20-year-old Private First Class, PFC, Philip Wayne Whitehead Jr. and his fellow soldier, whose name has not been publicly disclosed, were both stationed at Fort Campbell, part of the 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault. They were close friends who shared a passion for adventure and the outdoors. Philip Wayne Whitehead, Jr. was more than just a soldier. He was a combat medic specialist with the 2nd Brigade Combat Team, 101st Airborne Division, Air Assault. Originally from Deltona, Florida, Whitehead joined the U.S. Army in 2017, dedicating himself to a life of service. He arrived at Fort Campbell in 2018, where he quickly became known for his dedication, bravery, and commitment to his comrades. His awards and decorations included the National Defense Service Medal, the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal, the Army Service Ribbon, and the Air Assault Badge. On that fateful day, they decided to take advantage of their off-duty time by visiting Stevens Gap Cave, one of the most popular caving destinations in the Southeast. The cave is well known among cavers for its 143-foot entrance pit and the Key Hole, a narrow vertical opening that leads to a steep drop into the cave. The Key Hole is a favorite spot for experienced cavers, offering a thrilling rappelling experience that requires skill and precision. At approximately 6 p.m., the two men prepared to rappel down this challenging route. They were excited, ready to take on the challenge of descending more than 100 feet into the depths of the cave. For one of them, this was not his first time rappelling at Stevens Gap. He had successfully descended the rope earlier in the day. But for Whitehead, this was his first attempt at the challenging drop. As Whitehead began his descent, something went terribly wrong. According to Jackson County Sheriff's Department Chief Deputy Rocky Harnan, Whitehead experienced an issue with his rope, causing him to fall nearly 100 feet to the cave floor below. The fall was catastrophic. Despite the best efforts of emergency responders who rushed to the scene, Whitehead was pronounced dead at the bottom of the pit. Chief Deputy Harnan described the incident as a sad situation, emphasizing that the two men had come to the cave simply to enjoy their day off. What was supposed to be a day of fun and adventure ended in unimaginable tragedy, leaving a young soldier's life cut short and his friend devastated. Whitehead's tragic death sent shockwaves through the military community, as well as among his friends and family. Major Martin Miners, Deputy Public Affairs Officer for the 101st Airborne Division, confirmed Whitehead's identity and expressed deep sorrow over the loss of such a promising young soldier. His death was a stark reminder of the inherent risks that come with not only military service, but also the adventurous spirit that leads so many to explore the wild and untamed parts of our world. The Key Hole at Stevens Gap Cave is known for its beauty and its dangers. This was not the first fatality at this spot in 2019. Earlier in the year, on April 11th, another man, 25-year-old Juan Gerardo Cruces from Madison County, Alabama, also lost his life near the cave entrance. Cruces was reportedly walking alone near the entrance when he fell to his death. Following this incident, the Southeastern Cave Conservancy, which manages Stevens Gap, suspended issuing permits for a week to investigate the accident and review safety measures. The Keyhole offers a unique rappelling experience where cavers descend from the narrow opening to the pedestal below, a ledge that provides a striking view of the cave's interior. However, this route is only suitable for those with advanced caving skills. The drop is more than 100 feet, and any mistake can have fatal consequences. It is a place that demands respect, preparation, and the right equipment. Unfortunately, even with these precautions, accidents can happen, as was tragically demonstrated in the case of Whitehead. In the wake of Whitehead's death, local authorities and rescue teams were quick to respond. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office was assisted by several agencies, including Highlands Medical Center, the Scottsboro-Jackson County Rescue Squad, the Limrock-Aspel Fire Department, and the Huntsville Cave Rescue Unit. Despite their best efforts, nothing could be done to save Whitehead, and his body was recovered from the cave with great care and respect. The incident also highlighted the importance of following proper procedures when exploring caves like Stevens Gap. According to Chief Deputy Harnan, spelunkers must obtain a permit and a security code to legally enter the cave. This permit is provided by the Southeastern Cave Conservancy, which manages over 170 caves across the Southeast. The Conservancy's primary goal is to protect these natural wonders while ensuring that visitors can enjoy them safely. However, it was unclear whether Whitehead and his friend had obtained the necessary permit before entering the cave that day. The loss of Philip Wayne Whitehead Jr. was deeply felt, not only by his fellow soldiers at Fort Campbell, but also by the entire community of cavers and outdoor enthusiasts. His death was a tragic reminder of the risks that come with the pursuit of adventure, and it underscored the need for caution, preparation, and respect for the natural world. As we honor the memory of this brave young soldier, may we also strive to ensure that such tragedies are prevented in the future, allowing others to explore and enjoy the beauty of our natural world safely. If you're planning to explore caves or other challenging environments, make sure you have the proper skills, equipment, and permits. Safety should always be your top priority. The natural world is full of incredible places to discover, but we must approach them with care and respect to avoid accidents and tragedies. Thank you for watching this video. We hope that Philip Whitehead's story has touched you and made you more aware of the risks and responsibilities that come with exploration. If you enjoyed this video or found it informative, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to our channel for more stories about the great outdoors. Share this video with others who might be inspired by the beauty of nature but also need to understand the importance of safety.